All right, we are here looking at this truck at Walmart because I need some ingredients for Mexican food night. A perfect opportunity to talk about mods and how there's some really cheap, crappy ones out there, but also there's a select like 10 or so that we took polls on in the Discord to find out what were like the first mods new Tacoma owners do. So if these mods are shown in this video, it's because I ran them for a while and I love them, and it's not crap you can find on the shelves like this. Had these for, let me think, probably 4 years now. These are the original Desert Does It, I think was the brand name. I have to double check, but the original Seatjackers. What it did was raise the front of the seat by 1.25 inches, if I recall. I'll double check when I edit. But all you did was loosen up the 2 bolts in the back, which I'll show you. Loosen up under these plastic pieces right here. A bolt there and a bolt there. That way you can pivot, and then you slip these there and install them. So Seatjackers real quick. Absolute lifesaver. Ran them for years. My dad's driving the 3rd gen, the 2016 that you've seen a lot of the video clips, and he was in the same boat. He's a little taller than me at like 6'2". Without Seatjackers, the 3rd gen and the manual seat configuration is going to kill your hips over time, unless you're maybe a shorter guy, or so, you know, not everyone. Are you peeing? Not everyone had that problem, but it was a super common problem. So if you think at all that you're in any kind of discomfort in your 3rd gen with the manual seat, look into Seatjackers. That to me is the second most important mod to the 3rd gen, bar nothing except for the OTT tune. There's a video on that one. Like that. Now let me talk about my favorite thing about the Lasser liners is these puppies go way deep. Look how deep they go up under the seat. So quite happy with that. And it also extends out the door jamb some as well, and it's a great fit clearly. So I actually have no complaints on the front liners. Let's go ahead and look at the rear liner now. Installs nicely. It's got a good deep footrest area in the front where the rear passenger's toes would go, and I like that a lot. So after putting these in and testing them now for about 3 weeks, which is my usual timeline, I'd give these an honest 5 out of 5 gears. Do us both a favor and go follow Jed Outdoors on Instagram. He takes some stinking awesome pictures. Let's break them out of the box and talk about them. First thing I notice, lightweight, molded, what looks to be a perfect fit, but we'll find out in a second. But the texture, I really like the texture, which you're going to hear me talk about a lot. The backside has got this kind of interwoven web that I can already tell will stick to the carpet. And then this logo is riveted on, which I love. But check out this, easy to clean. And I can say that for a fact because I've been fishing with them with my brothers, stepped all over them with mud, and they just wipe right down. They don't have deep ridges like WeatherTechs or Huskies, etc. But yeah, check out that webbing on the back. It really bites into carpet. The last fit liners and the 3D liners, both in the 3rd gen and the 4th gen, I stand behind both those. I ran many sets in the 2016 between WeatherTech, Husky, a no-name brand that starts with an M I can't remember, and now those 3D mats. I love those 3D mats, and I still think the last fit liners for the 4th gen are the best out there just by how deep they go and can fill in all the pockets. So no complaints there. I can highly recommend both of those. Okay, this is not endorsed by Niteize by any means. This is me, Tyler, wanting to tell y'all about a product that is so dang good. I gotta share it, and that is the Niteize. I think it's called the Steely Orbiter, and it is a phone mount, and it is so simple. It's just too stinking perfect. So here's all it is. It's a steel ball. Sorry, it's a steel ball on a mount that connects to your dash here, and then the ball's not turning as so much as this mount is turning. Now, the way it works is the back of your phone. You put the panel. You stick that to the back of your phone case or phone. Hopefully you got a case, and it just sticks on there. And I've got a heavy iPhone 14 Pro before Apple started screaming about titanium and it being lightweight. And so a steel, it's heavy steel, the iPhone 14 Pro. It's obnoxiously heavy for a phone, but it has never fallen off. In fact, the only fail point I've ever had on this, and I've had it for years now, was this piece right here gave away on the back of this, so I used some epoxy to hold it on. I mean, now this thing's been through heck, but never has my heavy phone fallen off of this. And the way I run this is my phone sits there, and I have this cable wired to my truck. I just keep my phone charging right there. This cable, bad camera, this cable just disappears into the truck and just keeps charging right there. I have a 2016, so I have the old school head unit, and it's fine. It does what I need, but when I want maps or change my song, or definitely never be checking a text while driving, because I would never do that, this is pretty much the perfect all-in-one mount by Niteize. And if you know Niteize, they make a lot of neat things. But again, it's so simple. And if you're like me, you've probably gone through several phone mounts over time, and I don't think I could ever go back to anything else. It's minimalistic, it's all metal construction, and it is strong. So yeah, and like depending on where you mount it, turn your phone sideways, whatever you want. I found right here on the corner to be best. And by the way, this area right here, I'm sorry for the angles, this area right here that connects the dash is never given out on me, ever. Not for, I've probably ran this for 2 years now or more. So this is a true 5 out of 5 product for me. I'll drop it in the links below. This is one of those things I just have to tell people about because it's just perfect. And that's about all I got for y'all today. So catch you later. Okay, what we're gonna do here is pop out this whole center console piece so we can change out this cup holder, or maybe you just want to get under here and clean it. Maybe you want to get under here and run some wires, but this is all you got to do. It's pretty simple.
Be careful. Good job.
Andrew from Z Precision is going to show us how the factory cup holder is both undersized and leaky.
So as you can see, it's obviously not going to hold the full liter. It's leaking out. All those spring-loaded tabs that hold your beverage are not sealed, so the milk just runs right out. Ultimately, it ends up holding much less than a liter, and all that extra fluid's going to go down inside your console.
So consider a Z Precision cup holder because Andrew, great guy, he custom designs these, made in the USA. They are excellent. I love mine. I have nothing bad to say about it. The install is a breeze, and he's got a great video on how to do it. It's quick. It really is. So check those out, y'all. Speaking of not improving over past mistakes, Toyota yet again gave us gauge cluster plastic that scratches so stupid easy. So go ahead and invest in this. It's so worth it. I'm linking it below. Do it on both of my trucks. It's great. And my one tip for you is when you think you used enough of that solution, use 2 times more. All right, go ahead and stick it through and start sliding it into place. When I say slide into place, I mean you're working it back behind the bezel, and it should be able to free slide around right now, which is what you want. So step 1, get all the corners down and behind the trim. Step 2, we're now gonna give the squeegee something to slide on by spraying the outside, and now we're gonna work it with the squeegee. Careful, the squeegee has sharp edges, so don't force anything. We're gonna start in the middle. We're gonna push our way down. We're not applying too much pressure. We're just pushing all the solution out from behind it. And I guarantee you it's already starting to stick. When I say stick, it's already adhering to the gauge cluster plastic. The number one way I have found to mess these up, and I have messed them up before, is by not putting enough solution behind it. Because naturally you think, oh, I don't want all that stuff up under my trim. What if it short circuits something? Everything's closed back there, you're gonna be fine. The solution is gonna evaporate. All right, let's do a quick check with the rag it came with. We're going to wipe off the top so we can see what's behind it on the bottom. I can tell this is a very well done installation. And I attribute that solely to the fact that I've never made a mistake in my entire life on anything ever. And I used enough solution. Using an excessive amount of solution is the most important thing. So what did we learn today? Use more solution. More solution always. You can see what I mean by a little hazy, but wait till tomorrow. Notice how I am not perfectly centered down in the corner right there. I'm gonna tell you right now, either replace the whole thing or live with it, because you are not gonna be able to peel this back. You will not be able to peel this back and get it to install correctly ever again. It's a one and done thing. So when you go to buy your kits, I definitely recommend getting the insurance, I think they call it, or the extra set for like another 10 or 15 bucks. Definitely worth it, because while these are not overly difficult to install, small errors, if you're OCD about it like I can be, can happen if you're not absolutely careful and perfect with it. So just food for thought. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Me and my old boy are going to show you how to fit some custom fit seat covers, which means a seat cover that was designed for your make and model of your truck or vehicle. First, by taking everything out and seeing what you're working with. Don't pull one thing out at a time and try to figure it out. You'll miss a lot of the hardware. But I always cover my cloth seats with a seat cover. I've ran Carhartt for a while, and now I really like these. We're going to start with a front seat. This will be the passenger side, so take the first back piece and put these retaining rings on the elastic bands. They slip right through. Then on the seat butt area, put these 2 metal hooks at the ends of the retaining straps. Take that headrest off, and you're just going to pull it down over the back like a sock. Now those retaining rings, those brown circles, we're going to stuff them back between the seat. And I think these are pretty ingenious. I've had some covers that have like little miniature sandbags, and these work way better. I've been running these seat covers for a couple weeks now without any slippage. Then unclip these corner pieces of the butt pad area, or the lower area, whatever you want to call it. and we're going to send these straps around the sides of the seat. Don't forget to manipulate the seat back and forth. It's going to help you a lot. These are honestly the most difficult part, but it's not bad at all. It's just something to keep in mind. Finally, send those 2 metal hooks over the adjusting bar right there and on some metal that they can grab onto beneath. And cover the headrest. See that crease right there? It will come out eventually. It's just a shipping crease. All right, we'll move the back seat starting with the butt. And we're going to send this over the entire piece and then lean it forward. And you have an elastic band that's going to clip around and go through the sides. Pause at any time if you want to see a better idea. But now for the back piece, or the backrest area, we're going to take the headrest off, lean it forward, and do a similar thing that we did with the butt area. We're going to slip this under the seat belt. Don't let it confuse you. You need to do that. Get it all snugged over, and then lean it forward. You'll find the 2 straps. They're going to meet over, but they need to be pulling the sides in, just like the butt area of the rear bench. You're going to pull the sides of the straps in, and then send a strap through it. It should be 2 on each side, depending on what seat covers you get. I went with these, and these are, well, we'll talk about in a second, but I'm very pleased with these. But this is what your back bench area should look like. And same thing for the other side of the bench. But here they are installed. Again, creases will come out in time, like on that driver's side headrest. Give it a little time. But they are really sharp. I've ran them now for 2 weeks. They haven't slipped on me at all, which is a complaint I had on some old Carhartt seat covers. I really like these. They're smooth. They look as close to factory as you can get, in my opinion, for a seat cover without paying a lot of money or going through a full reupholstery. They settle in nicely. They have good pockets on the front and passenger seat, or the driver and passenger seat. But yeah, overall, quite pleased with them. I'll link them below if this is something you're interested in. But bang for buck, I don't think you can do much better. Got a good material to them too. It's thick. Nothing feels like it's going to wear out or fade in the sun. It's about as good, I think, as you can get when it comes to synthetic leather. Let's be honest, cloth is cool and all, but leather's the way to go, especially when you can customize it up to Katzkin and pick through a billion different combinations. But let's talk about it. So here's my 24 Tacoma with its factory cloth seats. And they're nice, they're cozy, but I wanted that upgrade. So here's what I did with Katzkin. The website has a build-your-own kind of customizer. It's pretty sweet. Not cover the seat, but replace this cloth upholstery. Okay, so why leather real quick? Well, leather's got that premier feel, and it's significantly easier to clean and maintain versus cloth. I've got a kid's car seat in the back that you probably can't see. Trust me, it's back there. But I'm looking forward to being able to wipe away spills and wipe away dog hair instead of picking it out. So I settled on black with an Adobe body like that. Here's the other colors I compared it to. I asked in the Discord, which you should join, and pretty much got roasted by everybody, but no big deal. They're cool like that. But yeah, so there it is again, Adobe black. They arrive, check them out. Everything's neatly packaged in their individual saran or, plastic wrap. See the dogs chilling in the back? That leather smells so stinking good. Anyway, you can't do this yourself. You're going to take it to your local installer, and for me, that's Installations Unlimited down the road. Often a four-wheel drive shop or a sports car shop that sells aftermarket parts can install for you. But these are my guys, and they did a bang-up job, which you'll see in a second. But this is Nick. Nick's done thousands of these, he says, and they take a few hours. He quoted me 5 hours. He got it done a little quicker, but more on that in a second. So, yeah, we hung out for a bit, stayed in the shop, kind of watched, and then decided to stop being creepy and get out of there and go burn some time around town. Yeah, so at this point so far, I really have not been able to find a single complaint. The material is solid, it's thick, the padding beneath the leather is nice, the color combinations and options are endless. I really like the experience, but yeah, now we're back at the shop, see how Nick's doing. He is finishing up with the headrest, and we are just about done. So the man has done an absolutely great job. Those wrinkles, by the way, fade pretty quickly. everything's kind of fitting itself in. But yeah, here's a 4-wheel drive shop. They are now installed and time to be inspected.
You wanna go for a ride? You wanna go for a ride? All right. Come on. Good girl. Okay. Come here. Come on. Yes. What's that new smell? What's that new smell? Nope. We happy? We're happy. Okay, the 3rd gen seat covers in the video that you keep seeing, they're still excellent. They're in the 2016. My dad drives it every day, loves them. No complaints there. Careful. Ellie, that might be hot. Get your paws off of that. Some black surface. Might cook her little paw pads. But and then the Katzkin covers for the 4th gen. Yeah, sorry, not covers, but upholstery replacement with the leather. Those are the bee's knees. I love those things.
All right, let's give you an unbiased review on the Garmin Mini 3 in about 3 minutes. So packaging is a little subpar. The wiring and the plug there kind of floats around, but not a big deal because the camera's secure. There is, however, no cover on the lens from the factory as far as plastic goes. A little annoying, but what I really like, and I'll talk about a few times, just how simple this camera is. There's only 2 physical buttons, one to turn the audio on and off on the bottom, and one that you just saw right there to save your footage if you want to save it, like what you just witnessed. However, it's also voice command controlled, which I'll talk about. USB-C on the side. Clean and simple, and as you can tell, this thing is about the size of a pistachio, which is pretty nice. But here's how I'm going to power it, and you can too. I have a 24 Tacoma, and you can get this for just about any vehicle, but it's going to go up by the rearview mirror and borrow power from the rearview mirror in a very simple way. Basically, it's these 2 connections on the right will mate between the wiring without any splicing of your mirror. And let me show you how. So on a 24 Tacoma, this just pops out right here. There you can see that gizmo right there. I just showed you. It's already adhered up there. I already installed it, but no tools, just your meat fist to get it done. But yeah, so you pop this tray down, and then you can see here on the left, sorry it's a little dark here, but this piece right here is where the mirror wiring is, and I simply just jumped in between the wiring to the rearview mirror and then connected this, which then Y splits out to the power to the dash cam, and I used a USB-C. This is my view. I hid it behind the rearview mirror right here where I want to be able to see that it's there. Let's talk voice command. So you say OK Garmin and then save
OK,
video
Garmin.
If you want to save the last
Save
30
video.
seconds of video. Real simple design. Okay, let's talk about footage. It really is good, not great. Again, it's only 1080p, but it's a dash cam. You don't need giant file sizes of 2K and 4K to get the job done. This is going to be all you need in a scenario of a wreck. Plus, the thing is tiny. Like I said, pistachio, tiny. It's an ant. So I think this is great for its size. I've seen better quality and larger dash cams, of course, but its day-night is great. Overall, would I buy this dash cam again? Yes. I think the compromise in picture quality, which isn't a big compromise, is worth it due to its tiny, unassuming size and simplicity, which I really like. So overall, I'm going to go ahead and give the Garmin Mini 3 4 out of 5 gears. Again, major pro is size, simplicity, and voice control, which is quite reliable. And only real con, in my opinion, is the fact that it's only 1080p, but the picture quality, like you saw, is still plenty good. So would I buy this again? Yes. Will I run this on my 24 Tacoma for the foreseeable future? Yeah, I'll probably not change this thing out. I don't think there's anything else I prefer on the market right now, and this is all I need. So thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next time on Team Oil Drop. Oh, one more thing, big thing. So the most common complaint on this camera, as well as the other Mini lineup from Garmin, is that the Wi-Fi connection between the app and the camera itself is spotty to get videos to your phone. One major note on that, I don't care about that because CarPlay is using my Wi-Fi from my phone anyway, so it's a pain in the butt to turn CarPlay off on your phone to even use that feature. So instead, I pull the SD card like any normal human being and either put it in a basic reader, which I'll link below, to put into my phone, or right into my laptop. I don't bother with waiting on Wi-Fi anyway. So if that's what you care about, probably not the camera for you. Otherwise, again, 4 out of 5. I like the camera a lot. I don't love it, but I like it a lot, and I think it's worth it, and I'd buy it again. See y'all next time, Team Oil Drop.
All right, the Garmin Mini 3. I like it so much, and this is several months later. Get out of get you peeing in every yard. Come on. All right, come on. Anyway, the Garmin, Ellie, will you stop? Hey, come on. The Garmin Mini 3. I like it so much, I just bought another one for the wife's Grand Highlander because it's small, it's simple, there's no screen. I really like it. The picture is plenty good for a dash cam. I don't need 4K. 2K is nice, but the Mini 3, you can still read license plates just fine, works great in low light and daylight and bad weather. Really no complaints overall. I think it's well priced, and we'll continue to buy a Garmin Mini 3 or the next model and so on and so forth as they release more for vehicles. Plus, it's a name everyone knows and trusts. So, yeah.
At no fault of the Tacoma, because it is a mid-sized truck, I found myself wanting more storage space, or at least convenient storage space up in the cabin. So I dug around and actually found this on Amazon. It just slips on. There's no adhesive necessary. It doesn't rattle. It's a good tight fit. It's got mounting points for a camera, a universal 1/4 inch by 20, 4 of them. Yeah. All right. I replaced the one that slides on over the screen because I like the subtleness of this one more. And it's just double-sided tape. Fits nicely there. The rubber mat I just put in there still needs to lay down. It'll lay down, but it's also one compartment instead of 2. What's up? Yeah. And then I also got this, which fits real nicely into this crevice. A real simple tray, but you could put your keys or something in there if you want. Just kind of a good use of dead space that wasn't previously being used. Here, I can kind of see. Sorry about the light blinding you some. And then finally, I did a center console cover because it's got a good OEM look. Protects it from dog paws and claws. And, oh, my fingernails are beat to crap. But anyway, yeah, I like this as well. So 3 little things I just recently did to the interior. You've seen all the other things, or I'll talk about them here soon. And that sums up the list of interior mods that I think are definitely worth the money, whether it's for comfort or convenience. If there's more, I'm going to add them below, but also you tell me what your favorite mod is below. Maybe something I forgot on the list. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. See you next time on Team Oil Drop.